In this video, I'll be going over how you can find undervalued cards that will become great rentals and grow in value over time. I'll be focusing on 5 neutral cards that I think will be great for this and that can increase your collection value by a ton if you are planning to be in Splinterlands for the long term. I'm Without Empathy, a Splinterlands content creator and streamer. I've been playing since June of 2021 and have watched my account grow exponentially since then. I'm always on the lookout for great rental cards that can help grow my account's worth and provide passive income to further invest into the game once SPS airdrop has completed. I am by no means a financial advisor, and this video is just my opinion. With that said, I'll show you the things I look out for when trying to find undervalued rental opportunities and just undervalued cards in general. When looking for undervalued cards, I always try to look out for previous abilities that have performed well financially. Try thinking of certain synergies that they can have with different cards and cards that just perform well in battle. I will also try to include some comparisons to previous cards with similar stats or abilities that reached higher price levels, and show the monthly amount sold using Peakmonsters.com, which is a awesome website and tool for Splinterlands for those of you who don't know. I'll also give a price prediction for each card I mentioned just for fun. Once again, not financial advice, so only spend what you can afford to lose. First up is Sandworm. Sandworms are very slow, have low health pools, but they offer massive melee damage to make up for it. When leveled up only once, they have 2 speed and can reach up to 3 speed in the Silver League. This might not seem like a lot, but when paired with other cards such as the Summoner Kelia Frindle, Sandworms gain 1 armor and 1 more speed, making him a very hard-hitting monster with better speed than most. 5 sneak damage with 4 speed can be a huge asset, especially in the newer 50 through 60 mana battle and the 99 mana battles as well. While there isn't a direct comparison for Sandworm, we can see by using Peakmonsters that when compared to other modern format sneak cards, besides the Reward and Chaos Legion cards, he has the highest number of copies sold at 4,026 BCX, and that's only for the last 4 weeks. And if we look at these other ones, like Goblin Thief, he only has 1,283 BCX sold. Undead Badger, only 993. And then some of these other guys that will be playable are super low as well. But the ones that are the closest to him in price are nowhere near the amount of copies being sold. I personally own a few copies of Sandworm, and if I had to predict what he would cost in the future, assuming Splinterlands is still going and players are still combining their cards, this guy could be 2 times or even 3 times the price. I could also be totally wrong, but I think with the addition of the 50 through 60 mana battles and the rate at which Sandworm is being sold in comparison to the others, we could definitely see a large increase in price. Magi of Chaos is just a very solid magic damage neutral that offers good speed, damage, and health for the mana cost. When leveled up to level 3, he can be used in the Silver League with 3 magic damage total. When this monster is paired with a summoner like Ulrich or Obsidian, the monster will gain even more magic damage, and this alone will increase the card's utility in my opinion, since those summoners are from different formats. This card is very similar to the Teisian Chief, at least up to the silver level, except for the fact that the Chief is 1 mana cheaper and does 1 damage less. Teisian's Chief price is around $14.49, while the Magi of Chaos is around $1.44. Considering that the Magi is half the collection power and possesses similar stats to the Chief, at least up to the silver level, would it not be safe to assume that he is worth at least half the price? We are still in the middle of the Chaos Legionaries though, and the price could still fall in the short term. Scavo Hireling is a 3 mana cost support card that can fit into most any battle, offering the repair ability for any splinter. This card can be paired with any lineup, and since there will only be 3 other monsters with the repair ability playable at the silver level and below, once the modern formatters are released, this card is a must-have. The closest thing we have to compare the hireling to is the Armor Smith. Armor Smith being an older promo card, it does have a lot more collection power, has lower mana cost, and has a higher health pool than the hireling. Currently, the Armor Smith is around $3.10, while the hireling is at 8 cents. With it being one of only 3 repair cards playable at the silver level once the modern format is released, and the versatility it offers by not being restricted to a certain splinter, this card could reach a dollar price range pretty easily in my opinion, given the time. Up next is the Supply Runner. The Supply Runner is a 6 mana cost ranged neutral monster that offers the ability Swiftness in the Silver League at level 5. This monster has 2 range damage, 3 speed, but kind of falls off when it comes to health for the mana cost. The first thing that comes to mind is his strength when paired with General Sloan, gaining the extra range damage. However, if you are like me, the extra speed added to Kelya's lineup could be a huge addition, as speed can make or break the game. Although there is no other range card with swiftness to compare this monster to, this is the only card in the game that offers the ability swiftness at the silver level. With Supply Runner being the only card available with that ability in silver, I don't think it would be too far-fetched to think that this card could reach $1 or even more in time. That would be a huge increase from its current price of 13 cents. Last but not least is Legionnaire Alvar. Legionnaire Alvar is a neutral legendary with Void Armor and the Giant Killer ability at silver and below. Alvar can work well with any splinter to help counter a magic using opponent, which a lot of people struggle against, at least in my experience. Although there is no direct comparison, Oaken Behemoth is a legendary dice card that possesses the Void Armor ability, and he is quite expensive at $84.95 while being restricted to the Earth Splinter. And Alvar is a neutral, so he can be used in any. Alvar is half the collection power of the Behemoth, but maybe he makes up for it with his versatility of being a neutral. I could see this card reaching half of the Behemoth's price in the long run, or even more. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed that, you also like this video that goes over 5 cards to increase your collection's value.